Imagine me being free, trusting you totally.
Hey YouTube, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing alright. I want to give a couple shout outs first. I looked on YouTube and you can see like different information about who's looking at your videos and things like that. Shout out to the people outside the United States. I saw Canada on the list, Morocco on the list, Japan, Chile, got the United Kingdom on the list. So that's pretty cool. Got people from different countries listening or whatever. I'm on this living in the moment thing right now, right? The difference between living in the moment and for the moment. Naturally, people want to live for the moment. It's just a natural thing to want to live for the moment. You grow up, you go to school, and you're in middle school, and you're waiting to go to high school, and you're waiting to graduate that year, and then you get to high school, and you're living for graduation, and you graduate from high school, and you're living to graduate from college. You graduate from college, then you're living to get married. You get married, you're living for the kids, and then you get good into your pension, then you're living for retirement, and it's constantly you living for something until you get to the end, right? I want to teach you a different way of living, okay? There's definitely a different way of living than living for the moment. The cons, pros and cons, the cons against living for the moment. When you're living for the moment, that moment's only gonna happen for a split second. It's gonna last for graduation ceremony to last for about 2 hours, and then you might go to a little party or something after that, go out to eat with the fam or whatever. For those of us who were graduating from college, you might hit a little bar or something, but after that is gone, and then the next day you wake up and you find another moment to live for, pretty much, right? When you're living for the moment, depending upon what moment is on your mind, living for the moment it doesn't always have to be a positive thing. If the rent due on the 15th, you living for the moment, a lot of times you be under stress, you don't have the money for the rent or whatever, you're under stress, you're living for the moment of paying the rent. You're living for the moment of the 15th when the rent's due. If you about to get married, you living for the moment of that wedding. Most people, when you're living for the moment of the wedding, once the wedding is gone, it's like, oh snap, what are we living for now as a couple, between us as husband and wife? When you're living for the moment, sometimes your mind can get stuck in that moment, that what you're living for, and you're just waiting on that moment to get there. And even if that moment was to pass, there are times even that people can live in the past, in a past moment. You're still living for a moment, just the moment's gone already. That's a dangerous ball field because, as humans, let's be honest, we fail sometimes, and sometimes those failures can really get us down. You know what I'm saying? So living in a failed moment is not the way Christ wants us to live either. Not living for a failed moment, nor fearing the future. Both are spoken of in the Word. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow has its own worries, etc. Right? So let's discuss a better way of living in the moment. Living in the moment is something you practice. Same way everything we be talking about. Love, you're never going to arrive there. You're never going to perfect love. It's another thing that you practice. But living in the moment causes you to appreciate everything that's going on right now. Okay? Here's a little exercise you can do. You can pause after I'm done talking real quick, or whatever you like to do. Maybe you want to wait till the video's over. But a way to experience living in the moment and practicing it is to just close your eyes. Don't speak. Turn off the radio, the TV, whatever's around you. Close your eyes and just breathe. And the only thought that I want you to think about is just breathing. Is thinking about your breathing. Excuse me. And every time a thought tries to enter your head, maybe going to school next Monday, or making sure the tuition is paid right, making sure the bills are paid. And every time a thought comes into your head, like I got a doctor's appointment coming up next month or something like that, and when I did this exercise, that thought came in. Every time a thought comes into your head, try to push that thought out of your mind. Push that thought out of your mind and then return to focusing on my breathing. Because the breathing is the only thing that's happening in the moment, in the exercise, okay? Living in the moment and practicing living in the moment will cause you to appreciate everything. It'll cause you to appreciate everything around you, where you are, no matter what condition you're in, no matter what emotion you're experiencing. It will cause you to live for right now and what's going on right now. Because really, all we have is right now. Man, especially as Americans, it can be taken so much for granted because let's be frank. For those Americans listening, our country has it a little bit better than a lot of other places. There's a lot worse places, a lot more dangerous places as a Christian, especially, that you could be a lot more dangerous. So we have it the least dangerous place, let's say. It's a lot less dangerous being a Christian in America. It tells us to live in the moment, not only so we can appreciate everything, but things don't just pass us right on by. We don't lose why we are in this moment, because every moment matters. Every moment that you're alive is a destined moment. It was meant to be that way. Whatever way it is, it was meant to be that way. If you just get in a car accident, it was meant that you were in this car accident with the people, if there are other people in the car accident with you. It was meant for you to be in that car accident with the people you in the car accident with at a certain day and time and everything, right? Let's throw an example at you, okay? I'm late for work. All I'm thinking about is getting to work. I'm living for the moment of getting to work. This is a pretty small example, a small amount of time, but bear with me. I'm late for work. On the way to work, I'm speeding, I'm late for work, and I pass somebody on the sidewalk. Look like somebody I went to high school with or something, okay? Now, from my vantage point, oh, that's somebody I went to high school with. I need to hurry up and get to work. You know what I'm saying? And I speed and hurry up and get to work, despite what happens, okay? From the person on the sidewalk's vantage point, that person might have been on their last leg, just needed a ride up the road. Their mother might have just passed away or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? That person could be under a lot of stress, and I could just, maybe they even need to go next door to my job, but I didn't just stop and see, yo, what's up? We went to high school together, man. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You need a ride or anything? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you're in a gas station, you're in line. I'm about to bring somebody out. You're in a gas station in line, and y'all know we got them pick threes here in America, them pink sheets, pink and green or something, and they got to do computer work and put it in the machine, and then you got to pick which other ones you want, all of that mess right there. I know if you don't play the lottery, I know you can't stand it. If you don't play pick three, I know you can't stand it. Sometimes I be sitting in there like, what in the world, like, man, if this was Grand Theft Auto, like, I would destroy this machine, throw my gas money down on the counter, and walk out. Like, for real, I cannot. I think there needs to be separate lines in the gas station for that. But you in line, somebody behind you, man, might be on the verge of committing suicide. They buying something, and they last something. They on the verge of committing suicide. And you supposed to be a light upon the earth. You're supposed to be a Christian. You know the truth. You done accepted grace, and you got truth in your mind. You're supposed to be a mouthpiece for God, but you're so focused on the moment of getting out of the gas station, putting gas in your car, that you're not living in the moment in the gas station with the person behind you who's going to commit suicide. You see what I'm saying? You could just turn around, hey, how you doing, man? You see they tripping with the lotto, you know what I mean? And put a smile on that person's face, and that person may gain just a little bit more hope from that incident between you two. But living for the moment, you're not paying attention to what's going on. Okay? We look at the model prayer, right? The model prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, it says, give us this day our daily bread. Okay? All of those, when you really dissect this model prayer, everything in the model prayer means something. It's structured that way for a reason. The words are said that way for a reason. Everything is said that way for a reason. Okay? Let me spit some knowledge at you real quick. The Bible is written in 3 different languages, mostly Greek and Hebrew. Greek is mostly in the New Testament, Hebrew in the Old, right? There's 2 words that describe the moment, time, okay? One of those words, chronos, where we get chronological, chronos, it means time, but it describes time as how we measure time, by calendar, by a clock. Don't ask me why I forgot the word clock just now. By a calendar, by a clock, by a watch time. It's the length of time. Chronos describes the length of time. The Greek word from the New Testament that's used in the New Testament a lot is kairos or kairos. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but Kairos. This word describes time, but not quite the length of time as a clock, a calendar, and a watch, and things like that. It describes the quality of time. It describes the right now time. What kind of a time? Say, for instance, if you said, hey, I went to the beach last weekend. I could ask you, oh, well, how long you stay at the beach? That's chronos. Or I could ask you, well, did y'all have a good time at the beach? That's kairos, whichever, right? Give us this day our daily bread describes the right now. Jesus, 40 days and 40 nights, and the devil tried to give him something to eat. When Jesus was in the wilderness, I'm talking about, and the devil tried to give him something to eat because he knew Jesus was fasting for a long time. He knew Jesus was hungry, you know, and he wanted Jesus to give into his flesh and accept this food. But Jesus was like, man can't live off of bread alone, but you need the word of God to give you that running power. What he was trying, what it's trying to say when it says, give us this day our daily bread, is give me the word of God that I need for today, for right now. Okay? It's not, you got to get your mind out of a 24-hour period and put it in a right now period. It's 3:11 right now. I put it in a right now period. Okay? Give us this day our daily bread. Give me my daily bread daily so that I may outlast just this day that I'm dealing with right now. I can't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow, it says tomorrow has its own worries that will come tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow, but do today. Jesus is saying, yo, I need you to live in the moment, because when you live for the moment, you skip all of life until you get to that moment. Of course, you don't really skip it. You actually live it, but your appreciation isn't as much for the moment right now because you're so excited about the moment to come. Are you still, or if you want to talk about the past, your appreciation isn't in the moment right now because you're so stuck on the failure of the past that you can't appreciate what's going on right now. Living in the moment, okay? Man, it's crazy it's crazy stuff. I mean, you look in the news, it's like global warming. We might have 15 more years of Earth, and you know, the sun's getting closer to the Earth, and weather's going crazy, and there's a lot of people doing a lot of massacres and things these days, and people are killing. Or how much longer can the U.S. stand by and watch Syria, or all of these things are talking about the future. And if you really dissect into it, they all push the emotion of fear for the future, the unknown. Everything's about the unknown of the future. But Jesus is saying, no, man, don't worry about the unknown of the future, for the future is going to take care of the future when the future becomes the present. But live in the present. Live in the now. Live in the now moment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be sitting around doing nothing, but I'm like, yo, God, what can I do in the now moment? What can happen right now, you know? Don't think about how bored I am. Don't think about, oh, ain't nothing to do. It's raining outside. I can't ride my motorcycle. What about now? What about the moment now? Sometimes people even ask me, like, yo, what you doing next week, man? I don't even know. Today is Tuesday, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what's going on. Sometimes my fiance will be like, what are we doing this weekend? Baby, I have no idea. It's Wednesday. You want to go to Bible study tonight, though? You know what I'm saying? Live in the now moment so that you can appreciate everything that's going on around you, man. Don't be so stuck in the future and in the past. Don't be so stuck on the moment, but live in the moment right now. God, give us this day our daily bread so that we can handle this 24-hour period, so that we can handle the day that we are given right now and not think about the future. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy.
Station like a statue.